Hello and welcome to my next video on the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching my videos. Today we'll be talking about answer short question, which is the last section of PTE speaking. And in answer short question, you will get 11 questions in total. You will get 11 questions in total. Just to be on the safe side, you can say 10 to 12. Alright, so this is the last section of the speaking part, and then to know the basic things about answer short question, you have to know that there are two types of questions. The first type is question with choice, and the second type is independent questions. If you have already given, if you have already attempted for PTE exam, you will know what type of questions will come in exam. But if you haven't, today we'll talk about it. So question with choice. Question with choice are those type of questions in which you are given choices in the question. For example, let's say, where do we go to deposit money, bank or school? The question will come like that, and you will have options in the question. And what you have to do, you have to select one option which is right. So, and then the marking criteria is based on you are marked on the basis of your last response. So no matter how many responses you will give, no matter how many times you say your answer, you are marked only on the basis of your last response. So for example, let's say you will get the question, where do we go to deposit money? And then the option is bank or school. And you say bank or school. So you will be marked on the basis of your last response, which is school. So the computer will say that, okay, this is wrong. That's how you are marked on. So if you say bank at last, you will get the points for that question because you got it right. If you say school at last because you don't know, then you lose the point for that question. So no matter how many times you will say your answer, you are always marked on the basis of your last response. So make sure that you give the right response at last. And what if you don't know what is the right answer? If you don't know what is the right answer, then you can say both options. If you get the right options at last, then you get good, you'll get the points. If you don't, then you lose it. But you don't know the answer, right? So that's the only thing you can do. But if you are confused, say the word that you are confused most on at the last. That way, maybe you'll get a point for that question. Also, the second type of question is independent question. For independent question, you don't get any options in the question. For example, let's say, how many years are there in a decade? If you are given that question, you don't have any options. Now you have to know the answer, and you can say as many answers as you can, as you want. You will be marked if you have given the right answer anywhere. For example, let's say I was given the question, how many years are there in a decade? And I got confused. Oh, I'm confused if that's 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000. I don't know. I was confused. Then I'll say 10, 100, 1000, 10,000. That's what I will say. And then computer will select the right answer among my answers. So I have said 10 once. I have said the right answer once somewhere. It doesn't matter if you say that in the starting, in the middle, or at the last. It doesn't matter. If you have the right answer somewhere in your response, the computer will detect the right answer, and then the computer will say that, okay, this is right. So now today we are going to have a look at some of the questions that you'll actually get in examination. This is the PTE Master website. If you want to log in and register to this website, you can find the link in my description of this video actually. So this is a free website to practice, but if you want to get scoring, you have to buy a token. For those sections, that's a token required, but for those sections that is free, you can access the scoring for free. So let's jump into the answer question section, and then you can find a lot of questions here. So I always go to highly repeated questions while practicing, but now let's go to the new questions first, because this website updates the new questions that have already given examination. For example, let's say this question: if Monday is the first day, what is the fourth day? The answer is Thursday, but so this is just a question. The question will come up as, let's see, you have 5 seconds before the question starts.
If Monday is the first day, what day is the fourth day?
Thursday. All right. So that's what you have to do. So your answer is incorrect because my pronunciation was not right. It says your transcript Thursday. So this is, that's what you have to be attentive on. Even if you say the right answer, but your pronunciation is not right, then you won't get the point. That is something you have to keep it in mind. If Monday is the first day, what is your fourth day? Answer is Thursday. You have to say it properly, clearly. Right? So that's something you have to be attentive on. And the next thing that I want to show you is the marking criteria. So the marks, how much you mark, you'll get if you get it right. You'll get 3% for speaking and 7% for listening. So if you're looking for something to increase your listening section, maybe you can work on this section, right? Because this will give you 7% on listening. Even if this question is for the speaking section, it gives you more mark for listening than it gives for speaking. Right, so if you go here, then you can find a lot of questions, you can practice, you can start practicing. You don't have to do all the questions, you don't have to focus on too many questions. You can just read the question and answer, read the question and answer, and then that way you can be familiar with the questions. If the same question will come in examination, you have something to say, right? So that's what you can do. And then since this section is free, you can access as many questions as you can, and then you can read the questions and answer. You can be familiar with the question. Yeah, so that's the thing. And then the next thing that is very important is that you have to speak within the 3 seconds. So once the question starts, and then you have the time, once your recording starts, you have to speak within 3 seconds, because if you don't speak within 3 seconds, then the computer will close that question and it will go to the next question. So you won't get any mark for that question. So you don't have to start speaking as soon as you see the blue line moving. You don't have to worry about fluency here. You can pause. You can take pause, but not more than 3 seconds. And I think 3 seconds is quite a long time, right? So you can start practice around 50 questions a day for 3 days. So that would make you as 150 questions, and that would be enough, my friends. That would be enough. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Anyway, I'll be thinking what to do if you don't know the answer, right? If you don't know the answer, you can do either of the two things. Either you can say, I don't know, or you can say any word from the question. For example, let's say if you get this question, in the word postgraduate, what does post mean? You don't know the answer. You don't know what does post mean. Just say post. That's it. If you don't know the answer, say something from the question. If you have options in the question, for example, the question with choices, you can say both the options. If you're not sure, say both the options. And in this type of independent question, since you don't have options in the question, you have to say the word that is already in the question. Just say it, because you won't get any mark for that. But sometimes by mistake you might get the answer right, because sometimes the answer is already in the question. Or we can say I don't know, but don't leave it blank. Don't leave it blank. It's better to say something than to leave it blank, because you won't get any point, but sometimes maybe by mistake you will get point, right? So for example, let's say there's a question called what is the plural form of white? The answer is width, but you don't know the answer. Then you will say, if you say white, then maybe just because of your pronunciation mistake, the computer will record is that width, right? That is just a worst case scenario, but it could happen. So just look at the questions, get familiar with as many questions as you can, and that will help you to get a good score. So that's all for now. Keep watching my videos, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions or what section should I make a video next, comment down below. Thank you, and keep watching.